What's up, guys? I'm here testing out a new Huawei phone. It's been announced in April, out in other countries right now. It's coming in Singapore June 20th. It is the Mate Xs2. I do have it folded up right now. This is the lightest foldable phone they're seeing on the market right now, coming out at 255 grams. I've been testing this out over the past few days. Also the Huawei GT3 Pro watch, which I don't have on me right now. I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with what Huawei is doing with this device. Now, I did try the original Mate X a couple years ago, and that was a really cool phone. It folds very differently. The display folds around the outside, unlike other phones that they fold on the inside. So, you wonder, is it durable or is it not durable? Huawei said this phone is a lot more durable than the previous ones. I think 2.5 times durable than before. And I have not dropped it. I am not going to drop it. It's a $2,600 Singapore dollar phone, but I'll trust Huawei when they say it's more durable. All right, let's talk about specs inside of this. We've got the Snapdragon 888 processor. We got 8 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of onboard storage in this review unit. Now, in terms of the display size, when it's folded out, it's 7.8 inches. When you fold it in half, it's 6.5 inches, and the maximum resolution is 2480 by 2200. So we got a pretty packed phone for the most part. Now, of course, there are other specs that are higher end specs for this model, which depending on what country you're in, you may be able to purchase that or not. I'm not too sure what it's going to be in Singapore, but this is pretty much part and parcel with other flagship smartphones out there. But it's really the design of this phone that gets you, because it folds around, as I said before, which is very unique, and only Huawei has done this. But this case on the back of it does make it more durable and more protected in that regard, because the back of the display is covered, and of course you've got these sort of hinge covers here on the side that's going to protect it if you drop it. It's nice that they add protection versus you going out having to buy another case for this and adding more money, because it's coming in around $2,600 Singapore dollars, mind you, when it launches on the 20th of June. So, battery size is around 4,800 plus milliamp battery inside of this. So this will get you pretty much all day battery depending on how you use the device. Now, for me, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I'm on Telegram, WhatsApp quite a bit, answering emails, all those kind of things. And I'm getting pretty much full day usage out of this. Now, of course, if I'm doing multimedia consumption, that will drain a little bit more. But so far, I've been very happy with the battery life out of this. And yeah, it's pretty good. And I gotta tell you, the design on this is very, very nice. And we gotta talk about the crease inside the screen, because this is something that popped out to me as soon as I took it out of the box, is the crease is less prominent than what we've seen on other foldable phones out there on the market. I know Huawei's taken a lot of pain and consideration to make it a lot less so, and you notice it right off the bat. So that's a big plus to Huawei in this regard. But of course, we've gotta talk about the elephant in the room, right? Apps, Google services. Can you use a Huawei phone in 2022 without Google services? Well, Huawei's app gallery has filled out a lot of things. So you have Instagram available to you, you have Facebook available to you. There's a lot of apps, WhatsApp, etc., etc., etc. There are software out there like G-Space, which sort of runs an emulator on top of the OS to allow you to have Google services. Now, I've tried it. There's a free version which has a lot of ads. That kind of is a little bit buggy. I haven't tried the paid version of it, but from other reviewers out there, they say it works well. So that's an option to look at. But most of the apps that I need are available through the App Gallery store, from Petapixel, or through other APK websites out there. So I'm okay with that. And if you're wondering about YouTube, YouTube Advanced is available as well. That water is kicking in, huh, Zaki?
Yeah.
It is, right? Should we get out of here to somewhere more quiet? So as I was talking about in terms of cameras, your main camera is going to be a 50 megapixel camera. This is a 3-camera setup on the back of this as well. And as I said, the images tend to be a little bit oversaturated and slightly overexposed. Now, of course, you can adjust the overexposure, but the saturated aspect is not something that you can adjust in this camera system. So, and it's not the display, mind you, because they've done a really good job with the colors on this display, which make it look very natural. So when I'm watching videos or looking at photos, it's that natural color. You can obviously enhance it if you want to, but it's P3 color gamut, all that's inside of this. But if you're wondering if this is a Leica branded camera system, the answer is no. I think that partnership, let's just say that ship has sailed. So yeah. But it's okay. Huawei still makes really good cameras, but this one is just slightly more saturated than I would prefer. In terms of video quality, it's also really good. The mics on this are exceptional. I will say this, the front-facing camera, unlike other Android phones, you can shoot up to 4K on it, but the front-facing camera it's a 10 megapixel camera system. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be. This could be because of the plastic screen protector that's on this display. All these foldable displays need to have that screen protector for durability. That could impede the resolution and the sharpness a little bit, because I noticed in 4K, my image looked a little bit muddy, especially when I'm doing selfies. Now 1080, of course, probably primarily shoot that anyway for Instagram or for TikTok, so it's not a deal breaker, but it's something to take note of. But on the rear cameras, video is sharp, it is beautiful, and the mics on this thing pick up your voice awesome. It is really, really impressive. So yeah, no issues at all with that in that regard. But what is it like to use this phone as a camera because it's full foldable? It's actually not that bad, to be honest with you. I think the overall footprint of this device feels like most other smartphones out there, let's say, that have a larger battery capacity. So it's they've done a good job trying to keep it thin and trying to keep it very easy. And the size of it, the width, it all feels really good when you want to take photos. So if you are into content creation and you're worried about that, do not be. I had no issues at all using that in that regard. The audio quality, the speakers are actually pretty good. Let's talk about that for a second. The speakers are good, but do not max out the volume, because there is a little distortion that comes into play when you do that. But if you keep it about 90% of the max volume, you should be good. It's clear, it's loud, very easy to set your phone down, have a conversation, watch some YouTube videos, or listen to podcasts while you're cooking or doing other things. No issues at all with that, but just something to keep in mind. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the Huawei Mate Xs2. Now I'm just gonna show you real quickly what the Huawei GT3 Pro, their titanium watch, looks like, because that's a pretty badass watch. I was really impressed. And I'll show you what that looks like right now.
This video is brought to you by Secret Lab. Here at Geek Culture, we love our Secret Lab chairs, especially the all-new 2022 Titan Evo with its revamped 4-way lumbar system for enhanced back support. If P Leather 2.0 isn't your cup of tea, then consider the all-new Soft Weave, even more soft and breathable than before. The chair comes in more colors, including this lovely frost blue. The Titan Evo is even magnetized, allowing the head pillow to stick on the headrest without straps. Of course, there are even more new features, so do check them out at secretlab.co.
All right, guys, taking a quick break from being outside to talk to you about the Huawei Watch GT Pro Titanium. That's right, I've got it on my wrist right here, and I've been testing it out along with the Mate Xs2. This watch is impressive. Nobody's paying me to say that. I was surprised, to be honest with you. I try a lot of different Android-based watches. This is Harmony OS, but still kind of in the same family, and a lot of them are pretty good. But how do they compare to the Apple Watch? How do they compare to the Garmin Fenix series? Well, this watch is right up there with them. It's titanium. It does come at a premium price though, so be warned of that. It does come in a bracelet option, leather or Flowlaster, or basically a rubber strap. But it does pack one thing that I really appreciate, and that's good battery life. Up to 2 weeks, they're saying, in 8 days heavy usage. I can tell you I've been using this for the past few days on the iPhone and on the Mate Xs2. And the battery is impressive. Always on display will, of course, shorten the battery life, but it is still much better than a lot of other options out there. In terms of some of the features that stood out to me, over 100 plus workouts. If you're a golfer, you want to know your golf swing speed, your tempo, your backswing tempo. You want to find out these small things that usually you would have to go to some sort of driving range to find out. This watch can help you do that. Is it exactly accurate? It's pretty close, to be honest with you. It is pretty close. Again, do you like to wear a watch when you golf or not? That's up to you. But if you want something to give you out some readouts, this might be a watch to consider. Also, it has ECG in it. It has heart rate monitor, skin temperature in this regard, SpO2. There's a lot of readings in this watch, a lot more than I will ever use, to be honest with you. That's why I think it kind of it more competes with the Garmin series than the Apple Watch at this time, if you want to compare smartwatches to smartwatches, thereabouts. Because the Apple Watch is getting a lot of new features, but there are some that it's missing from their app gallery, which is in this, which is, I was quite shocked, to be honest with you. Usually I look at the Apple Watch as the sort of staple for consumer products. Of course, Garmin is a different level altogether. This kind of fits in between the two. But I like how it wears. It's a 46 millimeter, as I said. It is a little bit larger, but I like how it fits on the wrist. It is very easy to walk around with. It's lightweight. It's not that heavy. It's titanium, mind you. Easy to charge, fast charging, wireless charging as well. And yeah, I'm really impressed with this thing. But I will say, when you go into the menu system, when you tap on that crown that you can turn, it is very similar to the Apple Watch. Huawei took some inspiration from Apple, and you can see it right away. But you know what? Look, to each their own. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. It's the functionality, it's the design, and it's the performance. And I got to say, this watch is really impressive. And check this out. You want to see something really cool? Talk about a speaker on this thing. This is coming from the watch.
So you can pause your music right there. So if you want to answer calls, all that, this can be your speaker. And I put it on my desk and I'm like, damn, it's louder than some phones I've tested. So it is impressive. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the GT3 Pro titanium watch. Now let's go back to my final thoughts.
So as you saw from the watch, very impressive. Build quality is fantastic, right up there with Apple. Love the titanium. It's solid, great battery life. Who doesn't enjoy a week's worth of battery on a smartwatch nowadays, right? Anyway, absolutely love that. Also, I want to show you real quickly, before we go to my final thoughts on this, what the case looks like. And how it does is it covers the rear display here. You see this little button. I'm going to show you how this works. So let's say you want to fold the phone out, right? So you have to unclip it here, then you press this button, and that unlocks the rear of the display. You pull that out, and there you have it. So you actually have a little bit of a place where you can hold your hand on the back of the phone with the case, and it makes it feel more secure as you're using it. So then you can browse the web or do whatever you want to do, and that works great. Then if you just want to fold it back up, same thing. Fold it, lock it, put the hinge cover on, and you are golden, baby. Overall, I'm very impressed with this phone. Huawei's done a fantastic job doing another foldable phone on the market. And I gotta say, it's the lightest out there. It feels really secure. The display is fantastic. The power out of it's good. Google services, I think they're working around that a little bit more now, so it's not as much of a deal breaker as it was a couple years ago. And yeah, if you are into a foldable device and you want something a little bit different out there, this might be a phone to consider. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Huawei Mate Xs2 and the Huawei GT3 Pro watch. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you looking to pick this up? Any questions you have, I'll try to answer those for you. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell as well, because we have more great videos coming your way. With that, guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.